So I really like to share some thoughts I have on emergency preparedness. I've been doing a lot of pondering and praying and been looking at a lot of information on what we can expect, both both in terms of research, then also in terms of what the Spirit has been sharing with me. And for those who have ears to hear, that'll give me a few minutes. I'd like to share a few thoughts. The the writing is on the wall. What we've seen just in the last few years has been unprecedented. What we're about to see in the years to come is going to be even more so. What we see the government doing and the situations we find ourselves in will be unlike anything we have experienced before, which is a problem because we tend to analyze and make decisions based on our experience, but that's going to be more and more problematic as we move into times which are unprecedented. We've seen what the government did during COVID, what they attempted to do, and what they're going to be implementing in the next few years is going to escalate. And we need to expect that. We need to anticipate that. Just a few thoughts. Take this for what it's worth. Take it to the Lord, ask Him. But I want to share my predictions about what a few things that we can expect to have occur in the next year or two. Probably in the next 6 months. I think we're going to see the transportation costs multiply from what they are right now. And I'm not just talking about the price of gas, but there's a lot of things the government can do to make transportation much more expensive. Probably the most direct way to accomplish that would be through additional transportation taxes, taxing the gasoline, taxing miles on our cars. But one way or another, we're going to see the government do their very best. They have the power to do it. They have the ability to do it. I guarantee they have the ability to make transportation very, very difficult and expensive. And so we should plan on that. I also think that the government's going to do their very best to manipulate everybody they can to take their vaccines and to do things which a reasonable person would not be willing to do. Anyone who is at all linked with the government in terms of income, if you have a government job, if you're on disability, if you're retired, then they're going to require you to do things in order to be paid that you're not going to be willing to do. And so I think we should plan for that right now. I think that the price of food is going to go way, way up. It's going to become very difficult and very expensive to get food. We need to prepare to live off the land as much as we can. So now would be a good time to move into the country, get land in the country, do whatever you can come up with to have a situation where you can live off the land, grow a garden, maybe have chickens, do those sorts of things. And as we know, hopefully you know that's not an overnight transition. It takes a lot of preparation to be able to grow those crops and harvest those crops with any kind of reliability, especially if we're needing those crops during the winter. There are crops that can be planted and harvested during the cold months if you have the planning and the expertise to do so. So if you're depending on transportation, if you're depending on the government If you're depending on the grocery store, now's a good time to make Plan B and to take advantage of this small window of opportunity to adjust how it is that you feed your family and provide for your family. Make sure that you're not dependent on the government in any way. And try to arrange your employment so that you're not dependent on transportation. And above all else, do everything you can to be sensitive to the whisperings of the Holy Spirit. My advice, get out a piece of paper and write down 10 things which you really feel the Lord wants you to do or not to do. Just 10 things. You know what they are. Write those down and do those 10 things. Because whatever those 10 things are, that is the will of the Lord for you. And you have it completely within your ability to receive that revelation. It's on the tip of your tongue, easy as can be. Write down those 10 things that the Lord would have you do or not do, and do them. And do whatever you can to prepare for what's coming. I'm not saying this in a spirit of fear. I'm saying this in the spirit of futurity and taking responsibility and being willing to be moved upon by the Holy Spirit in doing what's best for you and for your family, not just short term, but long term. I hope that you'll take these words to heart. I hope that you'll be blessed. I cannot say everything's going to be all right. Everything's not going to be all right. But we do need to do what is best for ourselves and for our families. If we are willing to prayerfully consider what is best for ourselves and for our families in sincerity, following the Spirit, then you will have the best outcome. And the Lord will guide you and direct you and enable you and bless you. I know that Jesus Christ lives, that He loves us, that He has and always has been calling to us with outstretched arms, inviting us to follow Him. If we will do that, then and only then will everything be all right. Thank you.